we doing? How we doing? Look at this crew. Look, no camera changes for the boys today. We sat in good seats, huh? How about that? You like that? We're for the producers, not like fucking Brandon, who would probably spread everyone out. Brandon's too busy saying 3 words on a stream. Everyone, it's fine. I had to throw a shot. A little shot at someone to start the day off, no?
We're here.
Yeah, we're here.
We're here. On time.
Mincy's going to be in New Orleans until October, so not sure when he's going to be back. And yeah, we got Glenny Balls today. How we doing?
I'm okay. How you doing?
Big Ev, how we doing?
Fantastic. Beautiful day. Not really. It's cold as fuck outside.
Cold as fuck.
Very windy, too, which is disgusting.
All right, so today I want to, we're obviously going to talk about the Super Bowl. I want heavy calls. I want to talk to the people because, again, when Brandon's here, and a lot of people he doesn't take calls because he gets mad at you guys. So it's 888-786-6522. That is 888-786-6522. Before we get to today, I want to talk to you about NASCAR. Glenny, where are you going this weekend?
We are going to the Daytona 500 this weekend, and I, for one, cannot wait. My first ever NASCAR race. It's going to be a fun time.
There's no better place to kick off the 2022 NASCAR season than an iconic Daytona International Speedway with the 64th running of the annual Daytona 500. Honestly, I've never been to a NASCAR race. Have you ever been?
No.
Have you?
I've not. I've been to one course. I've never been to a race.
Never been to a race. I've heard it's an in-person type of deal where it's like, holy shit, like you got to go. Like this has got to be the most iconic one, no?
Daytona, yeah, I would say up there with Talladega, but I would say Daytona 500 probably is the one.
Like as a
non-NASCAR
like guy all the time, you hear Daytona, it's like, oh fuck, that's for real. So it's
like going to the Rose Bowl.
Exactly. This will debut the next-gen race car in its first points-paying race ever following the Busch Light Clash at the L.A. Coliseum. Be sure to get in on all the action with Barstool Sportsbook app. Tune in the greatest race in all of motorsports, the Daytona 500, Sunday, February 20th at 2:30 Eastern p.m. on Fox. Okay. Number is 888-786-6522. I think the Super Bowl was boring.
It was very much a boring game. Kind of sucked.
Big Ev, I think, had a different. I thought.
I disagree. I wouldn't say it was boring. I thought it was a good game. You get your see. So this is the problem. I think I saw people talk about it on Twitter, and I think it's true where the game ending the way it did, I think, fucked up. Like obviously, like if Burrow they go down, and he goes to OT, or he goes to score a touchdown, it ends up being this like legendary game. I think it's the fans got cucked, getting stopped 4th and 1. At midfield the way it did, and the game just kind of ending like that. I think that was the problem where I think if the drive had ended any differently, basically any type of score, it becomes like an all-time classic game.
Big Cat tweeted, I think you were saying, like, whereas like we felt like the game didn't, like we didn't get the finish that we needed.
We got cucked. We got cucked. Because especially when, so the Rams obviously score with like a minute 30-ish, like a minute 20-something left. Burrow has 2 timeouts. Honestly, even as a Bengals better, I wasn't feeling the magic in that moment. Then he makes the first, like Jamar Chase makes the big play. Then the play to Boyd, I believe it was. So then 2 plays there, like midfield almost. Once that happened, I was like, they're going to score something. Yeah. I was thinking touchdown. So I think it was like once you saw that and then don't get another first down, I think that was just a weird ending to the game.
I wanted them to go down and have McPherson kick and miss like that, or
that's what I thought was going to happen. Like
because he's so locked in. That's
what I was thinking. I was like, they're going to go down and kick like a 45-yard field goal, and he's going to miss it by like an inch.
Yeah, but the game itself, like, so OBJ gets hurt. That sucked. Cooper Kupp played great. Like Stafford, like. I'm happy for Stafford, very happy for him, because a lot of people, everyone, first of all, definite Hall of Fame. I didn't think that was even a question. Did you? I think that solidifies him.
Super Bowl for sure, because the numbers plus Super Bowl, no-brainer. But now there's just such a thing with quarterbacks, like it's like you have to win one to get in.
Yeah, you definitely do. But so what do you think about, so we had this debate before on, so everyone was kind of comparing the Brady situation to, because all the Lions fans are claiming that, like, good for, like, rooting for him. If I was a Lions fan, I'd root for him, too. He got traded and gave you everything he could have done.
I think those two situations are like entirely.
Yeah, and Brady left,
Way-
and you
way
won
different.
5 times. It's different.
There was like legit like sour. There was like spilled milk over there. Like there was some sour like just in terms of just the relationship. Like this is a guy who gave you like his heart and soul, and the team just sucked forever.
I mean, I think Matt Stafford, if you're, I don't even think he's so much that you should be rooting for him that's even a possibility to not being a Lions fan. I feel like that's almost the most no-brainer one of all time.
to root for him.
Like even when, like, for example, let's say with the Rangers, like when Henrik left and he was going to the Capitals, people were arguing should we root for Henrik or not. I feel like that's a little different. You're going to the Washington Capitals, you're in a division team. You're going to the fucking Rams from the Lions. Who cares?
Yeah, and,
You gotta
and
be,
honestly,
you gotta be happy for Stafford.
it was such a year where it's like for him, everyone's like, well, he's never like he's good, but he's never been to the big game. He never had any like adversity pretty much because the team always kind of sucked, and then he did it, and then now I'm happy for him. Like that's all. I like Matt Stafford a lot, so the guy who it sucks for is Jared Goff.
Yeah,
That's tough.
yeah, it's real tough.
That's our guy too, but that sucks. Like getting traded for like the piece that they think they're missing, and it ended up being the piece that they were missing.
Honestly, the crazy thing what I thought about this morning that I think no one's really talking about either is think about that when they made the deal to sign Odell, that Robert Woods gets hurt the next day. Imagine if Robert Woods was healthy. And
That's
they had
what
the
we were
three-
talking
the
about.
three of
too.
them.
Bro. Robert Woods didn't even play. It's like
If they had the three of them, they would run away. Even I admit I was on the Bengals. I could cover the spread. Thank God. If Odell stays healthy, the Bengals don't cover the spread.
I thought the same thing, and someone said no. I'm like, dude, they for sure would have. When that first drive or the second drive where they had or whatever, I thought they were gonna win by 30. Like not 30. I thought they were gonna win by like 14, anything, because Odell was just cooking them up, and obviously Cooper Kupp was gonna do the same thing. So I mean, the Rams are just.
I don't. If Odell doesn't get hurt, I don't think it's a blowout. I think they win by like 7-10.
Yeah, I had Rams -10. I was rooting for that all friggin' night, but I mean, it was still a great game though.
No, yeah, I mean, it was a good game. It was like I don't know.
There was a lot of defense. There was definitely a lot of defense, but some people can tend to be like, I could see why defensive battle people lean towards like it was kind of boring, but I thought it was a great game. I just think, a lot of talk too that I kind of what I wanted to bring up is I think way too many people are trying to say that like the Bengals were like either like not deserving or that they're like one of the worst teams to ever play in the Super Bowl. All joking aside, I think their defense is one of the most underrated like units that we've seen in the last like few decades. And I'm not saying that they're like this all-time like best defense ever, but they're like a phenomenal defense, and I think no one has given them their flowers.
Yeah, no, they don't.
Look at the performances they had down the stretch. They held the Raiders, who were a solid offense, to what was 19, 20 points. Then they held a healthy Titans team at home to like 13. Then they hold the Kansas City 3 in the second half, only 24 for the game. And then even last night, the Rams were putting up 30 plus on everybody. They hold them at 23 is not a bad performance. Other than the defense played really, really well. They get fucked at the end by that the call on the linebacker, the holding call, pass interference, whatever. But
the thing is, they also
you can't say nothing. The Higgins one, they got away with one time. So
that's a big difference too. Like that's a touchdown he fucking got on a pulled it.
It was a check. I think it was like a checker on a checker. Like because the holding on the Cincy linebacker, that was a third down that would have been a 4th and goal. So that basically resulted in a touchdown. Yeah. So I think obviously the Higgins one was probably more like egregious because it's just like a 75-yard touchdown, but. The call's kind of made up for themselves. I don't think either of them can talk about refs.
No, I don't think so at all. But and the halftime show, I liked it. I don't know why.
It's just like if you're like over like 45, you hated it.
They played the classics that everyone fucking loves, and I don't understand why anyone. I think people just don't liking things anymore.
Well, so it was because I remember I got to watch with my dad last night at home, and I remember I was like, when was the last one that they did rap? And like Travis Scott did it. I remember. I think he did. I think it was the Super Bowl he did.
I don't know.
And I like Travis Scott a lot. I didn't think he was good. I don't think he was like meant for the Super Bowl. But like a Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg, like that's more like a Super Bowl.
Eminem.
Like Eminem, like
50 Cent going upside down.
Upside down was in my heart.
Yeah.
I felt like a little kid.
What? Did you like it? I know you're not the biggest rap guy, but
What do you mean? I love rap. I love me some Biggie and Jay-Z, but outside of that, it was okay. Yeah.
You like it.
I was seeing a lot of people hated Mary J. Blige.
I've never been an Eminem guy. I love Mary J. I've just never been an Eminem guy.
Really?
I really never have. I've noticed the kids that liked Eminem growing up, scumbags.
I liked Eminem when he was like in his prime.
Yeah, obviously,
Stan Eminem was like good Eminem.
I was never an Eminem. I was growing up. I was always a Biggie.
Let's be honest. Every white kid loved Eminem because it was like, wow, that guy could do that. That's exactly what it was.
I was the biggest Biggie. I am still the biggest Biggie guy in the world. I'm a Biggie guy. I was never.
I don't know who's not. Honestly, I don't know who's not a Biggie guy. Like
There's people out there.
That's crazy. He's obviously just the best.
Do you think that even at this point in his life that Eminem feels awkward rapping "Lose Yourself"?
Yeah.
Like it's one of those that it's like such a hit that I almost feel like at his age now he must feel like corny singing it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there was a video of like Justin Bieber singing to it with it. It was kind of sick, but I don't know. It's probably just like everyone knows this song.
Like it's an all-time like legendary great song, but I feel like a guy like him who's like 45 years old, you wrote it, performed it like 20 plus years ago, and that's still I don't know. I just feel like there's some weird like. I mean, he's like, oh, like they like gotta lose yourself.
I also feel like Eminem though. He's not one of those guys that tours all the time.
Exactly.
You find people that tour like every weekend, like every summer, like fucking Fish.
Mm-hmm.
They're playing their tunes all over. Jimmy Buffett, that guy's playing Cheeseburger in Paradise.
Eminem is
1,000 times a year.
like
Eminem, I don't think has been on a tour since probably when he did the Home and Home with Jay-Z.
Yeah.
He's probably just like, why would I go on tour?
I think he's like so rich he like doesn't need to.
It's exhausting too. It's like fuck that.
People do it. I mean, Elton John's been on a farewell tour for 5 years.
Joe Burrow.
Too cool for you?
I think it's too much. How everyone said like. Everyone, he does one thing, that guy's so fucking cool. Like when Cam Newton wore that, everyone's like, oh, what the fuck? It's like it's getting a little too much where he walked into that fucking game yesterday and everyone's like, holy fuck, Bengals money line, look at that outfit. Matt Stafford walked in with jeans and a black t-shirt and he won the Super Bowl. Like, you don't think it's being a little too much? Like, I love Joe Burrow. This is not me being hating because he is cool. Like, Joe Shiesty's one of the greatest names of all time. But it's a little much.
I was surprised. I was surprised the full getup, like going full like suit, vest, the Bengals stripes hat. I was surprised. I was as a Bengals better. I wouldn't say I was. It was it was a suit where you know what I compared it to in my head almost when I'd Rough and Rowdy the jeans guy like wearing that suit is like I'm not losing wearing the suit. He lost, but they played well, and I think Eli Apple took enough of the fault off him where
Eli Apple could breathe and
he talked too much shit where I feel like everyone just decided to roast him instead. And Joe Burrow, like he didn't play bad, he played pretty well. He didn't turn the ball over at all.
He's likable too. That's what I'm saying. I'm not shitting on Joe Burrow, but it's like everything the guy does, everyone fucking fakes.
Well, that's another thing too where I think he's getting to the point where now he's getting so beloved that people are going to start being like, fuck this guy.
Yeah, it happens.
That happens to everyone. Once you get too much love, they start to say fuck. Like you get the guys that go contrarian.
I agree. I would have loved to see him just walk in a fucking t-shirt and some shorts.
And that's what.
You should have just wore the glasses, like gold glasses, and just like your normal whatever you'd wear.
The suit was a little much. He should have walked.
Especially in LA, like it's probably.
I think everyone
throwing a Hawaiian shirt, Joe.
Everyone calling him like so cool, and all of a sudden he wears the glasses and just a normal getup would have been awesome. That was like I'm trying too hard, and. Again.
Or even if he just wore like a normalish suit.
Yeah, it's just something that wasn't like in the hat. Like he's not a hat guy like that.
I will say I respected that he wore it after the game.
You did?
He did. He put the full hat, even the hat. He put it on after the game.
You got it. That's tough.
I respect it though because I think he would look like an asshole if he just wore like a black T-shirt like out of there after.
Yeah. No, that's. I just think that when it's just getting a little too much to him.
Shoes were fire though. He's wearing the Dior ones.
Oh, I don't mind the outfit either. It was just a little too much.
No, I agree. I was even surprised. I was surprised.
Imagine fucking Danny Jones walking in that.
Danny Jones, when we make the Super Bowl next year with our brand new coaching staff, he's gonna look so good walking in with his accounting uniform on Super Bowl Sunday.
He's gonna look like a pledge.
He's gonna look like his pledge. He's gonna look like a first year intern at BDO.
You know his brother's on Duke, right?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah, I saw you tweet about it last week.
He's great. He's awesome.
Is he like getting it? He's like in the rotation now.
He's starting.
I know he played.
He's starting to get like 7 minutes. Like,
what year is he?
I think he transferred. I'm not sure. He's like a junior or I forget which one it was. But
his first name?
Bates.
Bates Jones.
Bates Jones?
Yeah.
That's literally like Pledge in Alabama.
Yeah.
That's worse than like Cooper Manning.
Yeah, Bates Jones.
Bates Jones is sick. And it was funny, like, when they were losing the other night and they had 1 second left, they put him in to throw the ball because he's got the arm.
Dude, Bates Jones is like that. Truly sounds like a fake thing.
It's
That doesn't
awesome.
sound real.
That's like a
Bates
parody,
Jones.
like a parody Pledge.
That literally is a parody. I feel like that's a skit. That's a skit name. Bates Jones.
We got a couple callers. I'm gonna take the one that has the NFL because then we'll transfer to college. I want to talk about Super Bowl. It's Super Bowl day after, but we'll talk about some college basketball. But there's a lot of college basketball calls. We'll take NFL call. Joe, what's going on, man?
Joe Shiesty?
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up, Joe?
Hey, I just want to mention that it was awesome that the refs came in last minute after making no calls the entire game and helping the Rams score that touchdown. I thought that was pretty cool.
I'm getting a little sarcasm from that.
that literally was me watching
What
my
a
dad on the
joke.
couch. I was like, now you throw the fucking flag now.
I mean, it is true where it's like we talked about it. You didn't call a flag on a guy getting his helmet almost ripped off and a 75-yard touchdown. You got to keep the flag in your pocket at the end of the game. If you're not going to call it,
100%.
I'm okay with you not calling it. Just don't call anything then.
100%. They basically said, hey, we'll hold your hand, help you get into the end zone. After that call, after that first holding, that was a weak call. 100%. Now, the first holding was a weak call. The second holding, yeah, it was pretty obvious, but that never would have happened if that first holding wouldn't have been called.
Yeah, I mean
Just saying.
the first holding was like how I feel like every play happens. Like there's a holding on every play.
And I felt bad for that guy because Wilson had a fucking game.
Yeah, he played great.
That guy played his ass off. He was everywhere on the field last night.
I just felt like the Bengals, they were in that game. They should have had that game, but it was not cool that the refs showed up when they did. That was not cool. I just hate all the teams from LA. I hate the Lakers. I hate the Rams. I hated them raising that trophy at the end of the game. That was terrible.
Yeah, no.
And the way that it happened, terrible.
I agree. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate it. Yeah, Joe didn't like the call. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
It was. I swear, I had the same thing, but it's just so hard to argue when you, like you said, like you got the T. Higgins call. It's hard to. It's hard
Yeah,
to.
it's
really,
hard.
Like,
It's hard. It's
it's hard
definitely
for Cincinnati, like a Cincinnati fan, to be like, we got fucked, like we got robbed, blah blah blah.
What? I was just seeing what's going on over there. You've been typing away. I get so mad at me when I do stuff like that. I love you, balls. All right.
Okay.
Why didn't you talk?
What do you mean I'm talking? We were just talking about Joe Burrow.
The rest of the when the Rams stopped them on fourth down, what was that, early in the game?
That was like the first
That was
drive.
like, that was like 6 minutes in.
It was,
Yeah.
it was literally the first drive.
Which was like that's
Bengals' first drive.
that's a big thing to happen.
I was shocked they went for it there. I'm like someone who's very,
I'm
very
a big go for it on fourth down
I'm a
guy.
huge go for it guy. That position, especially your defense makes the first great stop. You're in midfield, pin him deep.
Yeah, I agree.
That was my thought process. I mean, I'm always pro like go for it, but I thought that was lofty. Like,
But it's tough when you
5-1.
got that early in the game too. You should be trusting your defense. I mean, what did the Rams score in the next 5 plays of that touchdown to Odell?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
pretty quick. Yeah.
You know that was a touchdown, easy.
Let's go to Dan. What's going on, Dan?
What's going on, guys? I know we got 3 Giants fans up here. So even though I had Bengals money line, I was really happy to see Eli Apple get burnt. I just want to hear what you guys had to say
That was
about
pretty.
It did feel good because I was like, oh, he's in the fucking Super Bowl talking shit, and then he got burned. All right, that's fine.
Oh, I'd like to say he's literally the reason that I think Joe Burrow's getting a pass right now.
Yeah, for sure.
When McCole Hardman's coming from the top rope,
Yeah.
dropping the people's elbow on him right after the game, flexing the Super Bowl ring.
Yeah, I mean, we had a big night. Odell, Eli Apple sucking. It was a big night for us.
Odell, like, again.
And are you a pro Odell or against Odell?
I think I'm pro Odell.
I think me and Marty are as well. I know. I am. I know Marty
Gun
is.
to my head, I'm pro Odell.
I was legitimately like happy for him yesterday.
I was because I've said it a bunch of times in this show. I just feel like he's gotten like the media bad rap, and I don't think he's like nearly as bad of a guy as the media's tried to make him out to be.
No, I mean he does. He's got his girl every time he goes over there. Now he gives her a kiss. You ever see those videos?
His girl's pregnant.
Yeah.
After he was with his mom and his girl. He was kissing the belly.
Did you see the bastard that won the Super Bowl? I forget who was in the Rams. Won the Super Bowl and
Tony Rapp.
And then his kid had a kid.
Oh, Van Jefferson.
Yeah,
another guy in the team proposed. Van Jefferson. He literally. I felt like, I swear to God, the game ended at 10. There was a picture of him holding the baby with no shirt on, because that's what you're supposed to do when the baby's first born, is the guy. I swear that picture of him holding the baby was like an hour later.
No, it was.
His wife or girlfriend, whatever, must have went into labor literally like the second the game ended.
There was a video I saw on TikTok where it was like, he's like, hey, yeah, it's like, I'm so happy we won. My wife's having the baby right now, so I gotta go. And there's a picture of him like all disheveled running out of the fucking locker room. It's hysterical. I'm tweeting this right now, but again, the biggest winner from the Super Bowl is who? You're not gonna guess it, but it's a clear winner.
Kelly Stafford.
That's not a bad guess. You have a guess?
I mean, I just know any guess I have is wrong.
OBJ's dad. He was right.
Oh, yeah.
He was open.
Yeah.
He was open. He was open all the time.
The biggest losers, Browns.
Yeah. Bad.
Browns.
Really bad.
Odell or Baker, guess who's the problem, brother? It was not Odell. Baker just stinks.
Let's take a call from Popcorn Jimmy.
Holy
Is he
shit, thank
eating
God.
popcorn?
Yo, can you hear me yet?
What's up, dude?
Oh, my God. All right, so I am trying to work for Barstool. I don't know what the fuck I have to do at this point. But Dave wrote me back, and I'm losing my mind here, trying to find a home. You guys got to talk to me at Barstool? I don't know.
I hit the X button.
I got to think that was the guy who was just in the locker.
Yeah, I'm
right?
scared of that guy.
I got to think that was him.
I feel bad for him. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, he did say that.
He was a little scary.
Wait, that was the guy that was here?
Yes.
I just assumed it was.
It is, because he's like, Dave emailed me. Some guy was in the middle of the office before. It's like saying, Dave emailed me. And I could tell you, Dave doesn't email many people.
No.
Especially during the Super Bowl, probably. And he doesn't work here anymore right now. Like, Dave's in Florida usually. So I don't know. I just feel like I'm going to get whacked now.
Yeah, you're going to come out the office. He's going to be waiting there at like 5 o'clock.
Popcorn Jimmy's going to kill me. Balls is you're actually a little scared.
Pretty fire name, though, Popcorn Jim.
Yeah. I mean, is he calling back? Is that Popcorn Jimmy again? Za? I don't think Za listens to us. How he's doing the calls. I don't think TJ's listening to us either. Is Popcorn Jimmy calling back?
I don't know. Zal's got the phone.
It's not him. Popcorn Jimmy, you can call back. I'll listen to you.
Yeah, I don't know.
Don't start. I didn't know it was that either. And just don't start off. I want to work for Barstool.
He's like, I don't know what I got to do.
I was like, it's us three have no pull.
Like, bro.
So don't worry. Don't ask us. All right, we're probably gonna get into some college basketball because that's what everyone's calling about. We talked enough about the game. You know what? I'll take a UFC call because I watched the fights. Lee.
What's up, boys? Just wanted to go over this card and then it was absolutely fantastic. The prelims, the early prelims, main card, all of it was fire. The thing that really got me was Alexander Hernandez getting choked the fuck out after complaining about not being on the main card. I know Ev was on him, but that one really stood out to me. And then Izzy dominating as usual. Just wanted to know your thoughts.
Yeah, all jokes aside, anything that was honestly like top to bottom one of the better cards probably in the last like couple of years. Like just nonstop action. I mean the Andrade Morozov fight was fucking insane. Obviously, like the Bam Bam knocking out Derek Lewis was fucking nuts. Cannonier killing Brunson was predictable, but also fucking wild. It was insane card. Honestly, the thing that threw me off the most and my biggest takeaway from all this was the people that were trying to say after the end of the Adesanya fight that Whitaker won. I was like, I couldn't even fathom it. I was shocked. I was legitimately shocked that people were trying. I understand like Whitaker, like him being like, I thought I did enough. Like I get it. You're in it. Like you think I get all that. But then because I turn on the post show, first thing it's
Chael
Sonnen going. I had a Whitaker 4-1. I literally just turned it off. I was like, what planet?
I think
What
people
are
were
we
just
talking
excited
about?
that he like made the distance and like.
Well, that's the problem now. Where I think like Adesanya, and I think it happens with Usman's like put out his last few guys besides Colby, but I feel like these guys they get so dominant where like someone gives him like a decent scrap, and they're like, oh, like that was close. Like he took it from. I mean, he really connected clean with him with Izzy like one time. Like Izzy, like to say he lost 4-1 is the most preposterous thing I've ever heard. He dropped him in the first round, so you're essentially saying Whitaker won 2-5, which is ridiculous. I think he maybe I'd give Whitaker the 5th round, maybe one other round at most. Like I really thought it was like 4-1 Izzy, but
he's the most electric fighter in UFC right now.
probably yeah.
His walkout, bro, that dance he did.
Dude, he's just the dude. He's a star. Like he's just a legit like just star. He just signed a big new contract. Now he's the highest paid guy in the UFC besides McGregor, which I think he's deserving of that. Dude's an absolute beast.
All right, let's go to our guy Mark in Philly. How we doing, Mark?
What's up, fellas? How you doing?
Chilling. What's going on?
Awesome. I got a college basketball pick, but I'm going to talk about the Super Bowl real quick. It's pretty crazy. It kind of feels like both coaches coached scared in yesterday's game a little bit, and both QBs missed some uncharacteristic throws. People focusing on the refs is dumb, in my opinion, but it's pretty wild that the Rams got the ball around midfield 3 straight times without getting a first down in the last 20 minutes of this game and still won. And the Bengals got the ball back with 1:25 left, down 3, with everyone's favorite quarterback, Joe Burrow, and they couldn't score. I think if you would have told Bengals Moneyline backers that pre-game you get the ball back, 1:25 left, down 3, needing, whatever amount to get a 60-yard attempt for McPherson, I think they would have felt pretty good. But, that's the way the cookie crumbles, I guess. But for tonight, I hate the board. I already have an eye on tomorrow with a huge board tomorrow, but my favorite play of an ugly slate is Virginia Tech team total over 61.5. They've scored 62-plus in their last 10 games. And UVA, I know it's Virginia. They play defense, but they've given up 62-plus in 9 of their last 14 games. I get it may not be a shootout, but 61.5 is too low for the Hokies.
I don't hate that.
I think the total's crazy low. It's like 118, which I guess that's characteristic for Virginia games, but
Yeah, I don't hate that. I
Crazy
like
low.
that, Mark.
Also a great Telco accent there. The over.
Yeah, that's
Taking
yeah.
the over.
Mark's one of our daily callers.
Speaking of football, just back to the Super Bowl, though, it was crazy just thinking if you're a Bengals backer and you get the ball with 1:25 left. I feel like in sports, in football now, it's almost a guarantee you're going to score unless your quarterback's like Mike Glennon, which I guess kind of shows the Joe Burrow gang it wasn't meant to be yesterday.
No, yeah, it wasn't meant to be. And just 4th and 1.
pass rush was tough. And they were in the second half, they were getting home a shit ton. Because I feel like Donald didn't do anything in the first half, and in the second half, he was a fucking monster.
Monster.
I mean, he literally made the play on 3rd and 4th down.
All right, Chris, what's going on, Chris?
What's up, boys? I don't know if you guys remember me. I called in a couple weeks ago. I gave out Kentucky Moneyline at Kansas. The chat fucking killed me. They're like, what are you talking about? Cal Price going to get killed. That couldn't have been an easier win. I mean, that was wire to wire as it gets. But anyway, did you guys see the line Saturday, Villanova Seton Hall at 9.5?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what do they think? 9.5 in that game? That's been the best rivalry in college basketball the past 6-7 years. I mean, every single game goes down to the wire between those two teams.
Vegas gives Villanova a lot of credit all the time.
Crazy line. I'm a Villanova fan. There's no value with Villanova ever. It
No.
sucks. But tonight I got Oregon -5. I think it's a time where they got to start ripping them off. Like, they're desperate right now.
They just fucking lost to Cal, dude. That's horrible.
I know.
No, it's a good spot though. I know what you mean.
Yeah, only 5 points. And then I'm going to take a shot. Georgetown money line at Creighton. Georgetown hasn't won yet. Georgetown doesn't really have a problem scoring. What do you think of that?
No, I kind of like that. Like, it's like I'm not like great pick, but like they got to win at one point. You know,
They got to win one. If they
just played them too.
Yeah.
Creighton doesn't. They're kind of sliding right now. They are good at home, but it's like +450. I'm like, I'll sprinkle a little bit there. I kind of like that.
If they go,
and I'm really loving my Kentucky future right now. Loving it.
I have futures. Kentucky. I can't, like myself. I can't bet on Kentucky to win I'll just be upset. I almost want to do what you do, like bet on the Islanders, so you get like.
I don't want to make fun of the Islanders, but last night I was looking at that bet. I could have cashed out for $23. I probably should cash out my Islanders to win the Stanley Cup bet for $23. Those fucking scumbags.
I fucking hate Kentucky, but they are good this year. I can't just hold it back for them. But I have futures right now on Texas Tech. I have futures on Duke, Auburn, and Texas Tech.
I got one on Auburn too. The other one I have is Marquette. Like that's a team. Like if they can get in the tournament, which I think they will, they have some pretty good wins. Like that's a team that has the ability to go on a run because they have guys who just make tough shots after tough shots. They're pretty clutch. I don't know. I think it's a good spot for Shaka. Definitely a good back.
Thanks for the call, my guy.
You guys think if Georgetown goes winless in the Big East, they got to take Patrick out or what?
Patrick should have been out 2 years ago.
They won the Big East.
He won the biggest tournament.
Got lucky.
He saved his job.
The Big East.
But no joke, I've been saying this on Benchmark a lot, where it's like, you're a 17-year-old kid, you don't give a fuck about Pat.
Nah. I've said the same thing about the Knicks thing too. Like a kid that's like 18 doesn't give a fuck about playing for the Knicks.
No, they don't care
They've been
anymore.
bad his whole life.
It's people got to get out of that realm where it's like Patrick Ewing is just an old guy to them. It's like, yeah, he was good, but like, who cares?
We were blinded by dads a couple years ago when we had Mullen against Ewing at the Garden.
Exactly.
Dads loved it, and they thought that would translate to the kids.
Yeah, exactly.
Imagine.
Matumbo's kid plays it like. I think it's so funny. I don't know why I was thinking about this the other day. He's actually pretty good, but I just think it's so funny that his name is Ryan.
I know.
You go from Dikembe Mutombo to Ryan Mutombo.
Yeah, you can't have that.
Ryan Mutombo just sounds preposterous.
Oh, I'm excited. This guy Nolan wants to settle a beef with friend. Nolan, what's going on?
Hey guys, I just had a question. So if you are gambling on a game and it's minus 110, and say you're $100 better, do you put 110 to win 100?
Yes.
Or do you put 100 to win 91 or whatever it is?
I'm a 110 to win 100.
Yeah, I'm a 110 guy.
Okay,
also.
thank you.
I'm 100 to win 91 type.
Really?
Yeah.
Like 91 looks disgusting to me. Like I'd rather not bet it.
I just need that clean 100. I would say because I even go a 220 to win 200, whatever. Like I'm a very I need that. I need those round numbers.
I also rarely win, so I prefer to just lose the whole number.
I think I'm just sending 110 to 100. That's a good question though, because a lot of people are. I feel like a lot of people are like you, like they're risk.
My method is 100 to win 91, and then if I happen to win the 91, which I rarely do, two $45 parlays. That's my method.
It's ridiculous.
All right, thank you guys.
Got you. All right, let's go. This guy wants to talk about Mark and Philly's picks, I guess. Chuck, how we doing?
How we doing, Marty and Big Evan, Glenny? Thanks for taking my call.
How are you, sir?
Doing well. So, yeah, I usually don't hate on other people's picks, but the fraud in Philly, I mean, he took a 10-unit play on Purdue last week, total team over 72. I think they scored 58 points. Today he calls in about Tech and UVA. Has he ever watched a Tech UVA game? I've watched 2 years in a row where no one hit a three-pointer in the first half. This game is not going over.
Is this another Philly guy talking shit to a Philly guy?
No, it's Virginia guy.
You're from Virginia? I'm sorry, I'm an accent guy.
Yeah, from Virginia.
The way you just said row and over, I thought we had another Philly guy.
I mean, Mark and Philly, let's talk about
Mark and Philly's got haters.
He's got haters.
He does have haters.
Oh my God. What'd you call him? Fraud in Philly?
Can I just say one thing about just from looking at afar? I feel like whenever someone tells me to bet something and it's a team total, never wins.
No, yeah, and team totals are really tough in my opinion.
It's just not something I do a lot.
You know what a lot of people that do this is not against Mark and Philly, by the way. I like Mark and Philly, but what people do with team totals, that's when you're trying to get too cute. Like you think you're smarter. You think that you're I think you're trying to do too much when you're doing team totals.
So I'm just not a huge proponent of it in basketball. I could see it in football where if you like a team and you're just you think they're going to score, but you're just afraid of them covering the spread. But then usually in that case, I just take the over.
Yeah.
In general, but
exactly.
I don't. I like Mark and Philly. He has been a good gambler, but
he's got.
The team totals, like I said, it's just not something I go to.
They call him fraud in Philly and Make-A-Wish Mark. It's fucked up.
Who's they?
A lot of the callers get very upset.
So is Mark and Philly the most hated caller?
I'd say so.
He's
because you know why?
He's got the biggest. He's got the most clout. He's the biggest clout caller.
Yeah, because we have him. He came in the office once. Brandon had him in the office once and had him on the show. So I think that the callers were getting mad at him, like mad at Brandon for having him in instead of other people, I guess. But it's one of my favorite things that happens. So
we have another guy in there that my dad likes. My dad watches. My dad follows the chat. There's someone, Joe Kidd. my dad's a big fan of Joe Kidd.
I do love the name Fraud in Philly. That's hilarious.
Fraud in Philly's pretty good. Who's been on the longest here? This guy. Kyle, what's going on, man?
What's up, fellas?
How we doing?
First of all, Giants fan, super happy for Odell. Was only rooting for him in that Super Bowl. But what I really want to talk about, Big Ed, we got some daytime basketball today.
We do.
I know.
I've got plays.
I know you are a fan. What I'm looking at, UNC Wilmington -12.
Yep.
And the over. I'm going to double fire.
I'm on both, brother. I'm on both.
How many times do we get this opportunity?
And they also they just played them. They blew them out, and the total went. I think it was like 92-70. I think was the final.
Exactly 92-70.
I love that.
I mean,
do my little
William Mary is fucking dog shit.
I'm literally on both. They're both on my card. I'm playing. I already both plays are locked in for me. Love it. Love the plays.
Perfect. Have a good one, guys.
See ya. Al, what's going on?
What's up, boys? Before I just get into college, I just want to say I tried to tell everyone I knew yesterday. I thought that was the biggest mistake. That spread was 4.5. Rams can win the game, but Bengals were never not covering that spread. I thought that was over before the game started.
It's easy to say now.
And Marty, I gotta ask, who's running the Twitter Stool Bench Mob account?
Well, I don't. Dukes, I think. Yeah, why?
Yeah,
Why?
Well, after the game yesterday, they tweeted like, "All right, NFL fans, like giving them tips on what to know for the season, and like saying Gonzaga's not frauds. Like, you guys didn't learn from last year about that."
So one thing about the Bench Mob account, I don't condone everything that comes out of it. I'm the biggest Gonzaga hater, honestly. I don't think they're ever going to win a championship because of where they play, and everyone was sucking the WCC's dick this year. They're not even fucking good. They have San Francisco losing to fucking Portland. If we do a breakdown right now of NFL fans that are coming over to college basketball now, UCLA are frauds. Wisconsin, I still think it's a fraud. I don't care what anyone says. That's my feelings. You can't tell me.
See, to me, I don't think they're frauds. I just think I think you're putting them in a different strat. Like it's like a different it's. I don't think anyone's saying they're like a top 3, top 5 team.
I'm saying
I think they're a legit top 20 team.
Yes, they are. They're not an elite team. That's what I'm trying to say.
I just don't think anyone was ever saying they were like elite.
Well, I'm saying for NFL fans coming over, seeing like Wisconsin being number 11 in the country, it's like.
I think they're like in that ballpark though.
I think they're 20.
I was gonna say like 15ish, but we're splitting hairs. We're splitting hairs.
They should also know USC is definitely garbage too.
I think the Pac-12 is bad besides Arizona.
Yeah. Well, you don't think the ACC is good, right?
No, I don't think it's very good, but I honestly really do think the ACC is going to have over 5 teams in.
They'll probably get 5.
Which is crazy.
5.
And everyone's saying the ACC is like, yeah, obviously ACC is down this year, but it's not as bad as people are saying. It's not good.
Well, I just think it's bad when you're having like legit comparisons with like them and the WCC and like.
No, it is. It's like I'm not like obviously I'm not.
Because the Mountain West is a shot at 5.
Mountain West is good.
I would say they have 4 that are like locks.
But yeah, I mean the everyone coming over, it's fucking wide open. Auburn's obviously I think still the best team in the country, but there's like 12 teams that could definitely.
Big 12 and SEC are really good.
Big 12
stacked, absolutely stacked.
All the way to the bottom is unbelievable.
Like they're mid-tier teams like the Kansas States and like TCU is like even them they're freaking good. They're pretty good too.
Yeah. All right. Let's go to who's on this guy. Declan, how we doing?
What's up today, guys? Calling in with a college basketball pick. I am a URI graduate, and they're at home tonight against Dayton, and I hate doing this, but the line is I've seen 2, and I've seen 1.5.
Yep.
There is no chance Rhode Island can keep this game within 2 points. I'm taking Dayton. Ever since Dan Hurley left, the program's been in shambles. He had Dayton's number. New head coach doesn't. So I'm going against my school, taking Dayton.
It was a line I was looking at earlier.
When someone calls him talking about the other team, that gets me excited. Like that hurt him. You heard it in his voice. I heard him to say he was betting against Rhode Island.
It was the one that popped out to me as kind of like the rat line of the day. Like Dayton's clearly much better than them. I was surprised the line being that.
I was about to say, just from looking at it quickly, I'm not an A10 guy. Just from looking at it, I would take Rhode Island 10 out of 10 times. Dayton beat them. Dayton beat them 2 weeks ago, and now that they're playing again, it's only a 2-point spread, and fucking Dayton's third in the conference, and Rhode Island's 13 and 11. I would take Rhode Island easy.
Oh, it's gambling. Looking at it, yeah, you're right.
I 100% agree with it's kind of the rat line. But URI just beat Davidson in their last game, best team in the conference, and before that they had lost 6 games in a row. Like I watched some of these games that URI plays in, they're just not a good basketball team this year. And I think Vegas has given them a little too much respect for beating Davidson last game. That's kind of my theory. I don't know. I just don't see them winning back-to-back games against 2 of the best teams in the conference.
No, yeah, I agree. I kind of I like your logic there as well, but I see the ratness. I see it all.
It's like the rat line. It also I can see it's like the letdown spot.
I'm gonna take 2 seconds to I fucking hate Ken Palm so goddamn much. Providence is number 8 in the new AP poll, number 8 in the country, correct? Which is, first of all, Ed Cooley, good for fucking you, coach of the year, and everything.
I think they're the one team that's driving like college basketball Twitter nuts.
It is.
It's like no one believes in them, and they just keep winning.
And they're like, I don't know what you want them to do. They're fucking 20-2 or 21-2. Yeah. So Providence are 8 in the new AP poll, number 8. Ken Palm has them ranked 47. Dayton is number 53 on Ken Palm. Dayton also has losses to number 240 UMass Lowell and number 283 Lipscomb and 274 Austin P.
Oh.
How are they 5 spots ahead of Dayton and they're 20-2 in the Big East?
See, the weird thing with Dayton is but they weirdly just have a win over Kansas.
Yeah.
Losing those teams and you beat Kansas.
That's
like the Rutgers thing too. Rutgers is weird.
The people just fucking rely on that guy too much. It's fucking stupid.
Rutgers is back.
Well, that's what I was going to bring up.
Rutgers is good.
Rutgers is playing like how everyone kind of thought they'd play. I mean, they sucked so bad at the beginning of the year, so bad.
Yep.
But then
they have that similar. Like they have some really bad losses and really fucking good wins.
And the crazy thing is the Lafayette and UMass, DePaul, those 3 wins still they're still not definitely in.
Yeah, we got votes this week, but
they're after the Purdue, beating Ohio State, Purdue, Michigan State.
I'm saying
it's just going to be really confusing for bracketologists to look at their whole body of work and try and say where they should be seated.
Exactly, but it's also if you told me they would beat 3 of those teams in a row, I'd be like, oh, they're probably like a 5 seed in the tournament. They're not even in the tournament.
And they're what are they now? 8-5 in the conference, 9-5.
Yeah.
That's a great record.
We're 2 games back of the lead in the Big Ten.
Yeah, crazy. They're not even in the tournament. Crazy. Speaking of live show, TJ, remember what's the bar called again?
I don't know which one you're doing it at.
Okay, I'll get you that.
Small, medium, or big?
I don't know. I gotta look at it's locked in. We got a live show at Rutgers against Wisconsin the 26th. So show up wherever I say. Jerry just needs to sit down, I think. Just needs to sit. But yeah, Rutgers with a great win. Michigan State, Indiana's kind of fallen off a little bit. I don't think Michigan State's that good, honestly.
They're
okay.
I don't know. They show me like these weird flashes. Like they got a lot of athletic bigs. Like I like Christie. I like Walker. Like they got that guy Hall is a fucking beast.
Yeah, he's very good.
They hit for me against Indiana on Saturday.
Ohio State, yeah, me too. Ohio State survived the rat line.
Yeah.
My +3.5 at Michigan.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And then should have fucking. That was an all-time collapse against Rutgers. I don't know if you watched.
Oh yeah, I did.
They were up 10 with 3.5 minutes left. Up 8. Rutgers just ended on a 10-0 run and just won by 2. That was devastating.
All right, let's take a couple calls before we do our picks. Trey, how we doing?
Doing good, boys. Valentine's Day basketball, nothing gets better. We got the William and Mary versus UNC Wilmington game at 2 Eastern. William and Mary stinks. They are one of the worst teams in college basketball. It's Wilmington minus 12.5. I think they win by 20. I'm taking that one. And then a 5 o'clock game, 4 p.m. Central, St. Louis at St. Bonaventure. I think it's a really good game. They just played on Saturday, and St. Bonaventure won at St. Louis. Usually I would take St. Louis in this situation just to go to the 1-1 split. But their history doesn't really show that it matters. I mean, St. Bonaventure went on like a 10-game winning streak at one point. It really doesn't matter. I'm taking the better team. I think the better team right now is St. Bonaventure. So those are my 2 big picks for tonight.
I like it. St. Barr is fucking very disappointing this year. They sucked. Like, they have been some bad. We know they only have those 5 fucking guys.
They have no depth.
Let's take one more call before we do our picks. Joe, what's going on, Joe?
Hey, doing, Marty. Wanted to ask you, do you finally feel like Indiana has fallen off the wheel as far as making a tournament with the loss to Northwestern and getting blown out by Michigan State by 15?
So I think they're a bubble team right now. Like, so the problem is, like, I know what Indiana did, like Woodson sitting all the guys and suspending them against Northwestern and not caring about, like, he didn't have to suspend them, and he did to make a point. But when they go back on their resume, that's going to be a bad loss, being like that. They could have used that win in the Big Ten there. I think they're a bubble team right now. They're a weird team. Like, sometimes they get going. It's like, holy fuck, they're actually pretty good. But when once Jackson gets, like, when Davis gets this, like, kind of stopped a little bit, they don't go as much. It's weird.
Yeah, I agree. I think Indiana's definitely a home-oriented team. Plays well at home and on the road. Doesn't seem to really get that spark like they usually do.
They look like a different team on the road. Like, they just don't
completely
get going.
Different.
Like, Miller Kopp I couldn't even find him in the other game. It's like, I don't know. They're, like, I think they're going to end up making it because they'll probably beat someone else at home. I don't know their schedule, but, I mean, right now, definitely a bubble team.
No, I
mean, they got a tough schedule coming up with Ohio State and Wisconsin, so.
Is that even at home?
I think Ohio State's in Columbus, I think.
If they play Wisconsin at home, they're going to...
I think we already played Indiana at Indiana. I think it's in Columbus, the second one.
They'll probably beat...
Yeah, Wisconsin's home.
So they'll probably beat Wisconsin at home. I could see that happening. All right, thanks for the call, dude.
They're just a team like...
All right, thanks, appreciate it.
When Trace Jackson, like, when they like, stop him, I just feel like the offense, they just don't know what to do.
No, not
like, when they get a big man that can, like, really, like, lock him up, they look lost on offense.
Yeah. TJ, can we see the standings so far for the season?
I know why you want to see them.
What?
I saw them earlier.
I didn't see them. What are you talking about?
See, this I need to play the game. I shouldn't have posted my props as, like, real picks.
Plus 14 units, this guy. You kidding me?
If I just didn't post my props as real picks, I'd be up, like, 10 units.
And Rico, what a return. Back and just 4-8. Good for you.
Hey, did you guys ever figure out the whole thing with Mincy and the parlays?
No, Mincy just...
no, we gave it to him, but then he didn't. He ended up losing anyway.
Mincy's on his own fucking schedule. Man, Megan really is. She's usually down.
She won last month.
She won last month, and then she's back. But yeah, we're the standings look great.
Like Brandon with 30 picks. I have 135.
Yeah, it's me and you.
30 to 135 picks.
I lately have been lazy of tweeting my picks, and TJ gets mad at me because I'll text him and he just tweet them, and then I just forget to tweet them sometimes. So I have more than
you
that. You
misspelled OBJ in your tweet yesterday.
What
you
I
said?
said?
ONJ first touchdown.
Hey, it still hit.
It's ONJ. Yeah, that's 9 units, you rat.
What? Yeah. I mean, I tweeted it, and I took it.
It's the signs.
And I took it, yeah. I took the signs.
Well, that's true. Fuck. Not first touchdown, but whatever.
It wasn't first touchdown?
No, I'm saying, well, the signs, it was just the score.
Seriously?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a score.
It's still a sign.
I thought it was the first touchdown. That's why I took him first touchdown.
No, it was anytime touchdown.
Oh, well.
I took first touchdown, too, just because.
Oh,
still worked out.
Us. Yeah, thank you.
It was always a Dolphin.
Glad I watched.
There was a lot more people that were confused. A lot of people thought it was first touchdown.
Yeah,
because people messaged me like, "Dude, how'd you know first touchdown?" I'm like, I didn't. I mean, I put in the bet too for a touchdown, but the pick was anytime touchdown.
Yeah, you should have just been like, yeah, of course I knew it was going to be first touchdown. All right, so I didn't send in my picks this morning. I had to drive into work. I had a. You want to ride home later?
I would love one.
Yeah, sure.
I would fucking love a ride home.
Want to give me a ride, Marty?
No.
Want to give me a ride to home?
Actually, you want one? I'm going. I'll drop you off at Newark Airport. Is that close to you?
I live like 7 minutes from Newark.
I'll drop you off there.
Really? You will?
Yeah.
Awesome. Why? Oh, to drop off the car?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude, I'm like 7 minutes away.
All right, look at that. We got ride homes. Wow.
You're not fucking with me?
No.
All right, good.
Maybe we'll go. Yeah, this is great.
Sounds fun.
You live in Long Island. That's fun.
Sounds fun. I wish I could attend.
I will. You guys do your picks right now.
I got a hot one. I just looked. I got a hot pick.
What's your hot pick?
Coppin State.
Coppin State. Any reason?
Because you know I have my theories. I don't even watch basketball really. I just have my theories. My one theory's sick. It works out all the time. For anyone looking out there, if also anybody can let me know if you see this in the games, whenever there's a good team that played okay team already, and it was a close game and they won, it'll be a blowout the next game. That's what happens. That's the theory. But we like Coppin State today. You know, did I not text you 2 weeks ago Oregon on a Saturday night? Did they not blow out Oregon State?
They did.
Was it not a blowout?
Your theories are good. I like the theory. I'm laughing.
The theory fucks. In Coppin State, they're 5-18. They just played NC Central in January. 2 days ago, like a week ago, and NC Central won. Now Coppin State's -1.5. They're fucking 5-18, and the other team is second in the MEAC. Coppin State.
I love that.
Coppin State.
Teams that are like 4-20. I love when they're favorites. I love betting on them.
Coppin State.
There's a reason they're favorite.
The other night, Coppin State.
All right, so I got my 2 o'clock action. I got UNC Wilmington -12.5 and the over 140 in that game. I'll add more to the card later, but right now I got Kansas -10.5. I think they smoke
They'll win by 20.
Oklahoma State at home. And I got the Georgetown Creighton over 142. I'll add more later, though. I'll tweet out my picks.
So I have I'm going to tweet out my picks later, too, because this is me just going off right now. I have Rhode Island. I mean, that's a Rhode Island game. I don't agree with that. That's a guy who sees his team, and he's just upset with his team right now.
It does scare me a little bit. They just beat Davidson, just a little, but I was thinking the same thing. They're a team I got circled in the sports book right now.
Yeah, so Rhode Island Moneyline, Oregon -5, Kansas -10.5. I love Kansas.
I do too.
Hammer that. West Virginia +3.5. I don't like that at all. And then I like Virginia Tech -4.5. Virginia needs that game though. They need that bad to even have be on the bubble of one bit at all. College basketball should be unbelievable slate tonight. It sucks.
Yeah.
Even though it's usually Tuesdays or the. Have you been watching college basketball?
Yeah.
Duke, right?
Yeah. I watched Auburn's last game too.
Was that Arkansas?
Yeah.
No. Well, yeah.
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, it was. Arkansas, Alabama, I wanted to talk about real fast.
Wild game.
Wild game. Refs are dog shit.
Dude, the one where they gave, it clearly when they threw it out, and it clearly got tapped out by Alabama.
They reviewed it for 5 minutes.
I was because it was one of those moments where I was watching the game on my couch by myself. I felt helpless. I'm like, hey, is anyone else watching? I wanted to go to my neighbor. I'm like, did you see that?
Yeah.
I'm like, it was clear as day. He smacks it out of bounds. They go to review and just give it to Alabama. I'm like, what the fuck's going on?
I couldn't believe they reviewed it, and they were still, it's Alabama's ball.
I just was in because I saw Reegs tweet and you tweet. I was like, thank God someone else is watching this fucking game. I'm like, this is crazy.
I had Arkansas as well. So
I did too. Thank God they +5 they covered, but I was going nuts. I was like, this is I was like, what's happening? I was like, it was even, I forget who was on the call. It might have been Doris maybe. There was a female on the call, and she said for me, she was like, I saw it clear as day from the chair she was sitting in right there.
Yeah, that's just stupid.
They reviewed it. I was like, where possibly could you have said it was on Arkansas in the review?
I hate doing ref shit, but like the refs did have a big part in it. Arkansas is a better team than Alabama. I'm going to tell you that right now.
They are.
They shot. I think
If Note didn't get in foul trouble, they win that game.
Note's unbelievable, and he sucked that game.
He just didn't play. He got 2 fouls the first 3 minutes.
Awful last shot.
Yeah, that was bad.
Awful last shot.
Well, I didn't understand they were down 1 with like 30 seconds, and he just held it till the very end.
I know, and you saw.
I don't know why.
Musselman was trying to go like this to him.
He was holding it like it was a tie game.
What happened?
Is that Jerry?
What happened? What happened?
There was some
I guess you made
wild
some
noise.
This.
Like, it was coming through
that thing.
I was like, who the fuck's coming on? No, you're good. All right, so that's Pick Central today. We have, again, Mincy's in New Orleans till October. Fucking no.
Brandon might have just quit this shit.
Brandon, I don't know. I don't think Brandon's on.
Oh, Rico might be back tomorrow.
Yeah, Rico should be back. Yeah, we're leaving after one. We're going to Food Boss tomorrow. Can't wait. It's going to be unbelievable. But yeah, the shows should be back. I don't fucking know. Brandon, is it his show anymore?
I think he's back tomorrow.
Yeah, sure. It's just like, how many more times have we cover this guy?
Brandon's a big, you text him, he doesn't text back guy.
Yeah, I don't like that.
He texted me yesterday, he's like, you going to be in tomorrow? I just go, yeah, he doesn't respond.
Like, you got to, I guess that. Be like, thanks, maybe.
Like, I mean, obviously, I knew he was basically asking you going to be at Pick Central.
Yeah.
He wasn't. So I just said, yeah, he's all right, like, it'll be you and Marty. Or like, no, just no reply.
All right, that's Pick Central. We'll be back tomorrow. See ya.